Yo, ain't nobody does it like us.
Massive night of racing here, fighting for a world crown. Storming into Chaos Corner.
This is the biggest thing these riders did ever win in their career.
Look at this here.
The most exciting sport on the planet.
Oh!
There's no other sport like it.
World champion. That's got a nice ring to it.
Welcome to round one of the 2024 World Supercross Championship. I'm Kristen Beat here in BC Place Stadium in Vancouver, Canada, an iconic venue in a cosmopolitan city surrounded by glacial mountains and habitats. What's home to the 2010 Winter Olympics, now serving as the opening round for what will be an electric World Supercross Championship. In 2024, we'll visit 3 continents over 4 races, where some of the best riders on the planet will contend for Supercross supremacy. There are 2 racing classes, 7 teams, and 28 full-time riders representing 8 different countries, as well as 4 wildcard entries to form a grid featuring 14 to 16 riders per class, all of which will hit the track here in Canada this weekend. One of those riders, Ken Roczen, representing Germany, a 2-time 450 AMA motocross champion. He has 22 AMA Supercross wins to his name, and he enters the series as a 2-time defending World Supercross champion. Returning with his same team, PMG Suzuki, I caught up with Ken on Thursday. Here's more from him.
I think it's the same every year. Like, we want to get the first one out of the way, stay healthy, right? Score good points. You don't want to have any big mistakes and then be playing catch up. But since it's just the first round, we have some new faces coming into the series as well. And so, you know, we need some good starts for sure. But I think the most important is get through this one safe and without any big mistakes. But then from here on out, we got a few weeks till the next round. And obviously I have the number 1 on my back. So everybody's gonna be gunning for me, but I'm gonna try to prepare myself as best as I can. And yeah, we have a gate drop here on Saturday, and I'm going to give my best to be on the top step.
Ken Roczen, a favorite here in WSX. Now we turn to my good friends, Ralph Shaheen, the legendary voice of World Supercross, as well as Jeff Emig, the 96 world champion. Which riders are you guys focusing in on in this opening round?
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. I think, Jeff, obviously Ken Roczen, the 2-time and reigning FIM World Supercross champion, and Eli Tomac, who won the first race in Cardiff back in 2022, were obviously the preseason favorites coming into Vancouver and the 24 season. But boy, we have a deep field here.
We do, and when I look past Roczen and Tomac, the riders that stand out to me are Dean Wilson and Joey Savacci riding the Firepower Honda team this year. And remember, Firepower won the WSX Championship in 2022 with Roczen. Now also teamed up with Ken Roczen this year on the PMG Suzuki is Colt Nichols. He's a 250 champion in America, but due to the nature of these short, quick races that we have in World Supercross, you cannot count out Vince Friese on the Moto Concepts Honda, who is unbelievable off the starts, and he always plays a part in the outcome of these championships. But not forget, we have an incredible field of world-class riders from all around the world, and I really think that we're going to have some interesting names pop up here in Vancouver.
You know, Kristen, I spoke to Eli Tomac yesterday here in Vancouver, and he is pumped up and really wants this title.
I just love racing Supercross, expanding the sport, showing it to new eyeballs around the world, and going to new places is so cool. Vancouver's a beautiful city. It's my first time here, and it looks like we have a great stadium to race in, so I'm excited to get out there.
There have been a lot of question marks as to what Eli we're getting. If Motocross Nations is any indication as to your level of health with back-to-back podiums there, I think we're going to get 100% Eli, but where are you at in your words?
We're going to get the Motocross Nations Eli for sure. My health is coming around. I have had these past 2 summers off from injury, and pretty serious ones, something that it's not easy just to bounce right back from, but I am gaining strength now. I don't really feel behind anymore on anything, so I'm ready to get out there and do it.
Now shifting gears to the SX2 class, Ralph, Jeff, who are you guys keeping an eye on?
Well, you know, Jeff, I like Shane McElrath. He won this championship back in 2022. I think he could be a 2-time champ.
Yeah, he's been really quick. I'm going with the Brazilian rider Enzo Lopes. He's riding that RB's Yamaha for Rick Ware Racing, and when it comes to these World Championship races, he travels well and he's always ready to go. I also don't want to count out McElrath's teammate on Firepower Honda, Cole Thompson, out of Canada. He's surely to be a favorite here in Vancouver.
Of course, another name to keep an eye on is Max Anstie. He won this title last year. Kristen, he was on our flight on the way up here. Yeah. He was in a great mood, in a really good headspace, and that means a lot when you get ready to go racing.
And speaking of headspace, Ralph, he's entered this weekend as a wild card, and that changes the mentality and the strategy going into the racing. I caught up with him about that.
I haven't really thought about it. Coming here with the #1 plate and the red background, I want to go and win and do my job, and that's what I'm here to do. It's a really cool arena. It looks awesome. I'm excited to see the track, and I'm just getting out there and doing my thing. I think the strategy doesn't really change, apart from maybe the Superfinal is a little different. Racing the 450s, of course, not blowing it in that or getting mixed up with 450s than when you don't necessarily need to. But just putting my best foot forward and doing what I came in to do, which is execute and hit my laps and still come out of here with the red plate. Although I won't be going to the next one, so it's still going to be cool.
Now, looking at the race format, I'm really curious how Superfinal will play out, especially considering Max Anstie could be lining up on the same start gate as the WSX winner. Now, that will be an interesting battle to follow. Let's break down the format and look into the debut of Superfinal. Standard form, practice, and qualifying. Then, the fastest 4 riders from each class will advance to Superpole. Superpole will determine the start grid for places 1 through 4 according to single timed laps. Superpole is a points earning division with 5 points going to the pole sitter. Each class will race 2 8-lap motos back to back, then a final 12-lap moto. Total points from the 3 GP races will determine Superfinal eligibility. And then a WSX first, riders will race a 12-lap Superfinal. The top 8 riders from WSX will face off against the top 8 riders from the SX2 class, gridded according to their respective overall class finish. At the end of Superfinal, the riders will be awarded points in their own class towards their overall finish on the night. And I will be breathless at that point because my heart is already racing from the excitement. But the biggest adversary the riders will face this weekend won't be the competition, but rather the track. Looking at the numbers, the stadium is 400 feet long by 200 feet wide, each racing lane measuring in 25 feet in width. The start lane to the first corner, 257 feet. The whoop lane is measuring in with 12 whoops on 13-foot centers, and the length of the triple entering turn 4 from jump 1 to the landing of 3 is 65 feet. To follow all the action, here's how and where you can watch based on your home country. We'll see you guys there. The stage is now set for the 2024 season and a new era in the World Supercross Championship. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at FIMWSX and right back here on YouTube for our post show. Thanks for watching and we'll see you guys then.
Boy.
Shoot my shot like, hey, dot like, hey, finger on the trigger like, hey, shoot my